I am happy and content, but I'm not euphoric. No, I'm not content, and I'm unhappy. My day is ruined. I need to stop thinking while I'm ahead. Marie von Ebner-Eschenbach once said, "Happy slaves are the bitterest enemy of freedom." Now, I know some of you are asking yourself, what's a happy slave? Well, the happy slave is the person that wears mental chains and tells themselves that they're happy and content in a system that doesn't have their best interest in mind. They think that living in a system that doesn't care about them or treats them like chattel is normal. And they think that everybody else in society should believe the same way. And when you decide to throw those chains off, they will be the very first person there to tell you that you're crazy and to tell you that it can't be done. And they will bitterly attempt to put those chains back around your shoulders, just like they were. Now, we all know people like this. They're carrying a mortgage. They're carrying a car payment that's more than the first house that Yoda and I bought. They've got the boat. They've got the lake house. They spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year going to sporting events and supporting organizations that don't care about them and openly mock their values. But they've convinced themselves that they're happy. Now, don't think I'm being a hypocrite. We carried a mortgage. We carried a house payment. But when we decided to throw the chains of debt off, people in our lives came to us and said, "Why are you doing this? This is crazy. It'll never work." We lived in a 900 square foot house for 9 years with 2 kids. And everybody said, why don't you guys buy a bigger house? We could afford one. But we had decided that we wanted to get debt-free and we wanted to get a bigger house. So we got debt-free, we saved up our money for a good down payment, and we had thrown the chains off for a while. But you know what? The next house we bought, we put them right back on. So when I was growing up, I grew up in a suburb of Kansas City. And the houses weren't very big. They were the 1950s government tract houses. There was a place called Red Bridge. And the houses over there were 2,400 square feet, front back splits, 2-car garages. And that's where all the rich people lived, at least in my mind. So the second house that Yoda and I bought was the front back split, about 2,700 square feet. And I thought we had made it. And I wrapped those chains around my shoulder willingly. And I told myself I was happy and content. And it took about 4 years before I finally realized what a mistake we'd made. And we started working at getting debt-free again. Because we wanted to get a house that we could afford and that we'd be able to pay off in 15 to 30 years, and we could build a homestead on. And so we got our credit good, got everything down, and we bought the first Grumpy Acres. And we were happy and content, but we had those chains around us. And then along came the shop mandates. And I made the decision, with Yoda's blessing, that I was going to quit my job. And we knew that we had to get out from underneath the mortgage. So we sold our house and we bought the new Grumpy Acres, warts and all. We paid cash for it. Got rid of all our consumer debt. Now all we have is utilities and an occasional medical bill, along with expenses for feeding the animals and such. You know, we're closer to being free now than we have ever been in our lives. And we still had people who we felt should have been happy for us, that told us that we were crazy. They told me that I should just play the game and take the shot. They told us that buying this place was nuts because of all the work it needed to be done. But we didn't listen to them. We surrounded ourselves with other like-minded people that had thrown those shackles off, and they encouraged us. And with their help, we've made it this far, and we're going to continue to make it. You know, my favorite happy slave comment is, "You're not free. Don't pay your taxes and see how free you are." Well, you know what? There's a little bit of truth there. If you don't pay your taxes, you and the government are going to get into an argument about who actually owns your house. The whole purpose of why we're pursuing a life done free is so that we can get as close as possible to true freedom as we can. You know, and their mentality is, well, if you can't be 100% free, then you might as well not try it at all. You're not free. That's the comment of a happy slave. Now, if you know somebody like that and you're trying to get free and they're telling you these things, ignore them. Don't be happy like them. Be grumpy. If you are somebody like that, then you need to reevaluate where you stand. Because if you're not going to help somebody else be free, don't be a roadblock. Just get out of their way. You know what? Let's surround ourselves with like-minded people. Let's not be happy and content. Let's get grumpy about it. And let's go pursue a life done free. Grumpy G. Claire.
Thanks, Milo.